Okay, guys, so I was actually in the process of editing a whole bunch of stuff when a friend of mine, Red, uh, links in the description below, sent me this trailer. And so I watched it, and I immediately freaked out because it's a Hyper Light Drifter sequel. Okay, let me slow things down. Let me explain. Back in 2016, there was this popular Kickstarter game that was really successfully crowdfunded called Hyper Light Drifter, made by this company, Heart Machine, which is a small team of indie devs. And the main creator, the guy behind it, he's this really passionate dude who puts a lot of himself into his work. There's a really cool mini documentary about it that I'll try to link in the description below as well. And so they released Hyper Light Drifter. They met a lot of their goals on Kickstarter, and so they ended up releasing it on a bunch of consoles. I own 3 versions of the game because I got it on PC when it came out originally, and then I owned the physical version on PS4, and now I own the Switch version because it came out with new levels, which I want to be playing too. And I played it like first day on the channel here. And this trailer seems to be either a spiritual successor or a sequel, some kind of direct sequel to Hyper Light Drifter. So the name of the game is Solar Ash Kingdom, and if you go to the Heart Machine website, there actually isn't anything about the game, which means they probably either need to update their website or they're going to make a new one that's specifically for the game, because right now the Heart Machine website is used primarily just for Hyper Light Drifter. So going through the trailer, it seems like it's going to be some open world, exploratory, like Hyper Light Drifter was, in the sense of that kind of like Dark Soulsy, Legend of Zelda kind of game. It looks like a lot of the worlds seem very different. In Hyper Light Drifter, there were 4 different areas that each had different environment types, and so like it shows off this kind of like broken city / forest. It shows off this beach side. Shows off a wintry, sort of like post-apocalyptic world. This is and it shows off more of like a foresty area again with the mushrooms. Then it shows off your character fighting off some kind of baddie, and then right at the very end, the character pulls out a light sword to fight this kind of evil-looking eye monster. Very Hyper Light Drifter. It seems almost as if this is just a 3D sequel of Hyper Light Drifter, which is amazing. The music, if you pay close attention, is very similar to the Hyper Light Drifter music. It's probably Disaster Piece that they brought back to do the music. It's really exciting. I can't wait to hear more news. I have a Nintendo Life article that I'm going to read a little bit here. So this one just came out an hour ago. It says details are extremely slim at the moment, but we do know it'll be published by Annapurna Interactive. So they've got a different publisher this time. They're not self-publishing it, which is good. Hopefully, you know, that didn't influence their process at all. I don't know very much about that, but it's interesting. That's new. At present, the game has only been confirmed for release through Epic Games Store on PC, but more details about its launch are set to be released in the future, and we'd hope that this will include a version on Switch. Heart Machine's lead developer, Alex Preston, shared the following statement with IGN. We strive to tell a beautiful story through our world, the atmosphere, our characters, and even our gameplay. Each aspect of our games are painstakingly considered, which requires a large investment of time. Thanks for bearing with us in our relative silence. We're so excited to start opening up about the game and the process behind it in our devlog and beyond. We'll make sure to keep an eye on this as time passes, with Hyper Light Drifter being shown off in a Nindy's showcase presentation and arriving on the system with exclusive content. Yeah, that is correct. We're confident that the Heart Machine will want to keep working alongside Nintendo going forward. So, odds are they're probably going to do the same thing that they did with Hyper Light Drifter, where they release it on PC, and then a little bit later on, they'll work towards releasing it on console. And the fact that it did well with Nintendo probably means that they'll probably want to release it on the Switch as well. Most notably, the Switch has been doing really well with lots of indie games. Lots of indie developers like to put stuff on the Switch nowadays, just because the hardware, it's really easy to put stuff on the indie games on the Switch compared to some of the other consoles like Xbox, PlayStation. That being said, I think if the game is popular enough, they'll probably port it to everything. I'm not a fan that it's going through the Epic Game Store personally. There's been some security problems with the Epic Game Store. It is still relatively new. I would have preferred to be able to buy it through Steam. I bought the Hyper Light Drifter through Steam. If I could buy it directly through their website instead of the Epic Game Store, then I would probably prefer that, or maybe like Humble Bundle. We'll see. It looks good. I'll probably give you guys some updates when I learn some new information, but as right now, that's all that I know, and I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited too. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and don't forget to, if you're interested in Let's Plays or comedy stuff, or more info on the series, then feel free to subscribe and check out the channel.